Hi, evening to you. Welcome to The Question Is. My guest tonight is Howard Wilkinson, the former manager of Sheffield Wednesday and Leeds United, among others, but now technical director of the Football Association. Okay, Howard Wilkinson, the question is first, quite obviously, what is the technical director of the Football Association? I sort of imagine you in a tracksuit behind a desk. Is that right?
That's about right. More behind a desk than in a tracksuit at the moment, Richard. Basically, the job operates on two levels, I suppose. The first one is the game as it was, and my brief was to produce a report which would attempt to restructure the game, to give our game at all levels a structure, which we haven't had in the past. Over and above that, having tried to get the structure right, basically my job is then to try to ensure that we develop players better than we have done up to now and develop coaches who are better than the ones we've developed up to now.
So the desk job is sitting down behind the desk doing the report into structure of football, and the tracksuit part of it is obviously the coaching and indeed a very hands-on coaching operation with the England under-18.
Yeah, the England under-18s is the sanity pill. I think if I didn't have that I'd commit suicide. The desk job is not so much a desk job in the sense of sitting behind the desk. It has been a lot of meetings over the past 15 months. I must have been involved in over 500 or 600 meetings, official and unofficial, which basically have been about policy, but mostly about politics.
And do you think you're getting anywhere?
Well, the report, we got the report through the FA Council in record time. 80 voted for it, 2 against it. Hit the ground running, and we've been running ever since. So yeah. Definitely, and next season, I think now all the Premiership clubs have agreed that they're going to run academies, plus maybe I would anticipate between 5 or 10 Football League clubs. So we should start next season within the region, I would think, of a minimum of 25 academies devoted specifically to the development of young footballers from 7 or 8 right through to 21.
Yes, I mean the job when you took it was a 4-year contract. It's obviously a bit of a long-term operation. What everyone's wanting to do, of course, is you to turn things around in 6 weeks' time for the World Cup. Now, are you going to be able to do that, or are you going to say, well, I'm sorry, this is a long-term thing?
No,
It make no difference.
What we're talking about is the same sort of thing that I talked about when I first went to Leeds. I mean, the kids we're talking about are 8 now, they're 9 now, they're 10 now, they're 7 now. And what we're trying to do is right across the board give them a better quality of experience, but specifically with the better ones, the more talented ones, make sure that we produce the sort of footballers I think everyone would like to see by the time they're 18, 19, 20, 21, and just as importantly produce the sort of footballers who can put us in the frame in terms of the World Cup and the European Championships every 2 and 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago you would have been interviewed a dozen times a week on say Leeds United matters or football matters generally. I suspect you aren't interviewed as much now because obviously you are sitting in an office away from a football ground. You said a minute ago you'd commit suicide if you didn't get your tracksuit on. But are you actually? Do you miss the buzz of that daily and certainly twice weekly football match?
Oh yeah, you have to miss the buzz. It's been part of my life for so long. The only thing I can say, it was a conscious decision. I thought about that. I also thought about the fact that I was in my 50s and that was I happy, content, boring enough to stay in that groove, or would I be brave enough to make a decision and try another groove? And in that sense, I'm pleased I did, because I was very, very scared about trying another groove so late in life.
Getting into another hands-on managerial job, that's what you meant?
No. Moving from a job where I think I'm fairly comfortable and I know I can do that job well, to a job that was totally different. That was
out of football, an out of football
away job. From the hands-on position.
Yeah.
That was the scary one. I mean, taking one of the jobs that had been offered to me was not scary, only in the sense that you were back in the grind trying to win football matches. But you can deal with that. No, this was, if you like, for me, a quantum leap into the unknown.
Yeah, which you committed yourself for 4 years.
Yeah.
Why then was that speculation over Christmas and so on that you were just about to go back to Sheffield Wednesday? How true was all that then?
Well, because the Sheffield Wednesday position was open. The possibility of me moving back to Sheffield Wednesday was a direct possibility. The newspapers will speculate that I was convenient. I was living in Sheffield. I've always lived in Sheffield, played for Sheffield, managed Sheffield Wednesday, and so it would be natural to link me with the job.
Except it's all a matter of halfway through, less than halfway through, a 4-year contract with the FA.
That's right, and the thing actually occurred a week before the crucial vote at the Football Association. So having worked our cobblers off for 10 months, for people to think that we put that in jeopardy 7 days before the crucial vote, that's myself and the chairman of Sheffield Wednesday, another thing coming, really.
Were you very tempted by this Sheffield job? Very tempted?
Thinking about the possibility of going back to management is always a temptation. It's always a temptation.
Were you lent on not to then from on high? Did people say, hey, come on, Howard, it's a 4-year contract here?
Well, it's amazing. I did, all of a sudden I was getting phone calls from all sorts of people that I hadn't heard from before, reminding me of my responsibilities. And I said, well, if you examine my career up to now and my record up to now, I think you'll find that I've always recognised my responsibilities and that a contract has been a contract.
I think in your book